It's the magic of risking everything for a dream that nobody sees but you.
I've seen your subtle faith in me fall to pieces.
Okay, guys, no long speech, jumping straight into the second half.
The reasons why. Red Auerbach talked about the Lakers not hitting. They weren't, but look at what Boston did to the tune of 62% and fast break points. And you could have put that in the book of the Lakers before this started. 21-8. Boston has the big edge. The leading scorers, James Worthy for the Lakers. He's worked very hard. Danny Ainge has been sensational in
the Celtics to get back and jam it up. Plus, Robert Parrish hustling back gave him a 5-on-4 defensive advantage over offense.
If you're Pat Riley, you say, look, let's just start like it's 0-0 and see what we can do in the second half. We lose, but let's get back into it.
I'd be very concerned if I was Pat Riley to try and get these guys heads into this ball game and at least win this half and play the style of basketball he knows they're capable of.
The big center matchup in the first half. Kareem was 2 for 6. Byron Scott was 2 for 8. Who expected 4 of 14? From Scott and Kareem, but that's the way it is, and we start out the second half.
And they're up pressing a little bit, or at least trying to make them walk the ball up the court.
Danny Ainge finds Parrish. Same team! Celtics got a little cold toward the end of that first half. See how the Lakers start out here in the second. It's just one half of one game of this championship series, but it was decisively in Boston's favor. Magic fires it up. Good save by Dennis Johnson. Alley-oop doesn't work to McHale.
McHale had hustled up there.
Working against Dennis. I'll tell you, Dennis Johnson really stops Magic Johnson's penetration.
Yeah, but Robert Parrish was sitting there waiting to help out on any penetration. A big key there in that first half defense.
Kareem rarely misses from that close in. Well, Parrish has been sky high for the last 2.5 series. Dennis Johnson. He's in double figures. That makes 6 for the Celtics in this game.
You know, I don't think the Lakers expected the Celtics to fast break as much as they have been and use those pull-up jumpers as effectively as they have been.
Kareem will go at it again. Makes good on the sky hook. That's only the 6th point for Abdul-Jabbar.
38 years of age. A lot of stamina required to play a base game with a lot of muscle the way he's required in this series.
Steal by Byron Scott. Will challenge Dennis Johnson. Good move by Byron Scott, and so far we haven't seen the Scott of this year yet. We will in the playoffs before it's over for sure.
A lot of teams go down and double Jabbar and leave Scott wide open. The Celtics have elected to keep Ainge glued to him.
Bird for 3. Forget about the inside game. The Celtics can just bomb away. Scott Wedman had 3 of those in the first half.
And that's going to be a good sign for them come the second game.
Scott inside. Harrison on the rebound.
The game plan of the Lakers for the second game will be, let's take away the outside shot. Going to give a lot of passing room to the big guys of the Celtics.
2-on-1 break. Scott will pull up with it. Byron Scott.
Look, Parrish was right there to stop any penetration.
And they're going to call a push on James Worthy as he helps Larry Bird up from the floor.
Here's a little defensive intimidation. And watch Scott. McHale right there. He's a good shot blocker. But look how nicely all the bigs of the Celtics come and converge for the rebound.
James Worthy.
Things figure to heat up at Boston Garden Thursday night. Game 2 of this championship series. 9 o'clock Eastern, live right here on CBS Sports. Tom, the new format, 2-3-2. Red Auerbach had an opinion. What's yours about the...
If I was a coach, I wouldn't like it because you can potentially, with the home court advantage, end up losing the winning coach, the guy with the supposed home court advantage, end up losing the series before you ever enjoy the home court advantage.
I don't know if I agree with that view. I know a lot of people feel the way you do.
Well, I'm not paying you. You don't have to agree with me.
Larry Bird, off balance. McHale fights inside. Those are kind of offensive rebounds that the Lakers are not going to allow the Celtics to get in this series if they're going to win this thing.
If they keep allowing McHale to get in there, but he's really so nifty around the hoop, and those long arms goes over everybody.
Parrish. Rambis. Outlet pass good to Scott. Another pull-up and another basket for Byron Scott, who has found his shooting eye. He has 10 points in the game and 6 so far in the third, and we have under 9 minutes to go.
Well, the key thing here for the Celtics is to keep the pressure on the Laker defense and not walk it up the court.
Parrish, turn around short, and a bad pass. Those are the kind of mistakes that the Lakers don't need at this point. The Celtics take over.
They are doing an outstanding job of getting over the rebound to the Celtics and forcing bad outlet passes.
And as you said, they've been jamming everybody inside. 8.5 remaining, third period. Ainge finds Bird. You can't ask for a better pass than that.
That was a breakdown of a play and a heads-up reaction by Danny Ainge to Bird.
Bird has 17. He and Ainge tied for the scoring lead in this game. Kareem and Larry Bird came around from the weak side to knock it away. Lakers come out with it. They have a 3-on-1. Parrish the only one back. And Kareem makes some play. Dennis Johnson slow getting up. Don't forget, he kind of pulled a calf muscle, and now Byron Scott and Danny Ainge have to be separated. Magic gets involved, and we knew sooner or later we'd have one of these.
Well, when you get in a potential blowout situation like this, tempers do flare. I didn't see how it started, but Ainge is really hot at Byron Scott. Threw the ball off the back of his jersey. Let's see, maybe we can see it here. Ainge really tried to block Scott off. Now he gets the ball and throws it at him. So it must have been happening on the rebound action. Look at Magic trying to cool Ainge down, and he'll have none of it. Worst thing you can do is grab another jersey and hold them, because that's when people start coming at you, even though you're trying to be the peacemaker.
Technical foul on Danny Ainge, being calmed down by Darryl Garrettson.
Now watch Scott come up behind Danny Ainge and just nudge him. And I guess it was a little bit more than a nudge in Danny's mind. And of course, the officials don't see those. They did see Ainge throw it off Scott's back.
So Magic misses. First flare-up of sorts in this championship series. And you remember, we had 2 of them last year. Remember at the beginning, we talked about how the Lakers have to stand up to the Celtics confrontation and the ability to use the muscle, and there you saw how the Lakers did it and what Ainge did.
Pat Riley must have given him the
Larry Bird. I have seen this pass 100 times between his best passing video and his ultimate mixtape, and I have no clue how it can somehow still seem much faster while you're watching it in game.
What a touch pass by Larry Bird, blind.
I think Pat Riley gave him the new Rockney taught. Let's get physical, guys.
Kareem comes right back with 2. Larry Bird with a blind touch pass inside.
That's one of the best parts of a forward's game. And he can do stuff like Bird just did.
Slapped away by Rambis. Still Celtics ball. 12 seconds on the shot clock.
They have not successfully really attacked Kevin McHale, these Lakers.
8 on the clock. Screen from Bird. Dennis Johnson misses. But there is Ainge on the other side. Fires it.
Look at all the Celtics back to stop the break. Get a rebound and nothing out of it.
Worthy going in. Blocked inside. McHale had a piece of that one. Credit him with the defensive play on Worthy. Dennis Johnson is limping. Slow coming up court. Johnson. And now Ainge and Magic Johnson yelling at each other. And Magic Celtic has some words for Jess Kersey.
I'll tell you, Robert Parrish, Dick, made that play with his running up the court once again, beating Jabbar by half the length of the court.
Magic Johnson. 13 for Johnson. Going inside, the basket is good by DJ.
Watch Parrish, who has beaten Jabbar way up. That allows Danny Ainge to sneak open. And watch this little fracas here, a little bumping.
Celtics were winning big by the look on Red Auerbach's face, but they are to the tune of 92-63. We talked at the outset, Tommy, about the necessity of the Lakers to stand their ground against the Celtics. They're way behind. Do you think that they're really getting mean out there?
I think they have to get that mean attitude. When they set a pick, make sure it sticks. And when they go and block off on the boards, make sure the contact is there and stays there. So I think they're trying to physically assert themselves, and they need to do it.
How come you're elbowing me every time there's contact over there?
Because I want to get the boards, baby.
You can
get out of my way. That's what you got to be thinking about right now. It's my ball. Stay out of my way. And I think that's the type of attitude that Pat Riley's trying to get over to his Lakers right now to climb back into this game.
Here is Dennis Johnson, who has been a money player throughout these playoffs, and actually last year too. 30-point lead again. That's what we had at halftime. This is game 1, best of 7 for the World Championship. Whistle and illegal defense called against the Boston Celtics. The first one. The second one will be a technical foul. KC pleading his case. It's a warning. Worthy. Baseline, 16 points for James Worthy.
I'll tell you, the Celtics have loosened up their defense significantly here in this quarter.
Celtics playing the half-court offense with under 6 minutes to go in the third. Bird. Smothered by Worthy. McHale inside. Larry Bird, 17 points, 6 rebounds, and now 9 assists in the ball game. Has really gone back to form in this contest. He had slumped in the playoff series. Miss inside, Kareem. Well, he's mad on that.
Well, that fell into his hands with a good rebound block out that time by Rambis. Bird almost had it.
You don't often see Kareem, though, slam it through like that.
Well, he's getting mad. He didn't play too well in the first half. He's really getting beaten up the court.
Harris shooting over him, and Worthy the rebound. Harris coming back in. Rambis. Kareem didn't even come up court that time, and Harris was back on the D.
Either did Larry Bird, so he may be getting a little bit tired. McHale hustled up, but was way late.
That's the other point, the Iron Man approach. Starters playing 40 or more minutes. Celtics, though, have moved out to a tremendous lead. Oh! Larry Bird.
They have run that play successfully now 3 times, and the Lakers haven't caught on. They're getting beat. They're trying to read a play that isn't there.
Into Kareem, doubled. Rambis gets free. Well executed by LA. They found the open man. 4:11 to go in the third. McHale inside against Rambis. No way. 28-point lead for the Celtics. They have maintained their advantage basically here in the third period. And the turnover.
I'll tell you, that was a real show of how tired Jabbar was. Lost all strength in the grip of the ball.
Rambis ends up in the Laker bench with the save, and Worthy stuffs it through. This is a little bit of a glimpse of the Lakers' showtime, which they have not been able to put on much today.
I'll tell you, they can come back with a lot of points in a hurry, but they dug themselves a big hole in that first half.
Less than 3.5 to go in the third.
I'll tell you, the Celtics are getting a little bit tired themselves.
8 on the shot clock. Bird double team. And it's last touched by Parrish, and so the Lakers take over. Uphill climb, and a big uphill climb in the heat of Boston Garden in Game 1. Best of 7 for the NBA Championship. Game 2, Thursday night at 9 on CBS.
The Lakers had a press defense. This would be the time to try and use it.
Off the hands of Robert Parrish. David Stern, commissioner of the NBA, watching Game 1, and now the Lakers want a timeout. With 2:59 to go in the third period, the Celtics have kept it up here in this third session. Here's our story in the third period. The Boston Celtics leading McHale and Bird and Ainge, each with 19 points in the game. 6 Celtics are in double figures. No one has solved McHale, and Danny Ainge has really emerged as a pressure player in these playoffs.
This man, with his competitive urges, I'll tell you, he comes out and he did not let this Celtic team come into this series in a haphazard way. He's really focused their emotions for this final series.
And a foul against the Celtics. Their first team foul. Scott Wedman has come into the ball game. That's not Scott, that's Jan Volk, the general manager of the Celtics. But Wedman is in the game, and he shot 4 for 4, including 3 3-pointers in the first half, as the Celtics got a surprising 22 solid minutes from their bench. Scott misses, Ainge the rebound. And a Laker foul in the backcourt. Michael Cooper coming back in, replacing Kurt Rambis.
Well, they're going little now. That means that Cooper probably going to guard Wedman to try and take away the outside shot.
McHale inside. Count the basket, and they'll go to the line.
They were going into that 1-3-1 defense, and the Celtics caught them before they had totally set it up. Watch Danny Ainge, heads up play to McHale, who was just unmolested underneath there. Goes up, gets fouled. I tell you, the Celtics are so alert to opportunities in this game. They played near perfect in that regard.
Cedric Maxwell coming in now. Fortunately for the Celtics, they don't need him in this game. Just trying to continue to get his legs back. Hasn't been able to jump. Cooper. This is outside. Cooper came in, committed the foul at the other end. Misses here. And the Celtics controlling it with 2:25 to go, leading 102 to 73. Scott Wedman, 5 for 5 today.
When you got a fourth man coming up like that, and your defender drops below the foul line, Wedman's going to score.
Kareem guarded by McHale. Dennis Johnson working on him too. And McHale pushes it before the shot. That'll be a non-shooting foul. McAdoo coming in the game. McAdoo has had injury problems the last 2 years in the championship series. He's healthy this time around.
I tell you, his loss in the final game last year was a big factor for the Lakers not winning it, in my opinion. He had been a big factor until then.
Kareem getting a rest. Spent a lot of this game on the bench. Magic going in is fouled and will shoot. Now, one thing, Tommy, the Celtic front line has stayed out of foul trouble very effectively in this game.
That is totally surprising to me, and particularly Robert Parrish, who has to guard Mr. Automatic 2 points from the inside Jabbar. Normally, anybody that guards him picks up a quick 3, and at least in the first half. Here he is with only, what has he got, 1? That's pretty good defense. I think that's the smartest thing that Parrish has done in all the series to date, is not get in foul trouble. It has allowed them not to have to go to the bench.
Under 2 minutes to go in the third period. In fact, no Celtic front liner in the starting lineup has 2 fouls. McHale is hit.
When the Lakers use this alignment, the 1-3-1, the Celtics have kind of buried that in prior series. They're just waiting for them to use that defense. First half, they really killed it, and now they're getting fouls on the inside. They got a couple of layups before against them.
A glum day for the Los Angeles Lakers, who sailed through the West by 20 games in the Pacific Division, and then ran a rough shot in the playoffs. Danny Ainge will get a hand as Ray Williams replaces him. 19 for Mr. Ainge. 5 rebounds along with 6 assists.
There were people in Boston that said Danny Ainge couldn't play. They're probably keeping their mouth shut now.
They meant football. Magic Johnson on the feed. There's the time remaining in the third period. Celtics set a record, most points and a half of a championship series, 79. They're well over 100 now. Blocked by McAdoo. 3-on-2 for the Lakers. Scott all the way. Doesn't get the roll. Boy, when you don't get the 3-on-2 and you're the Lakers, something's wrong.
And they slowed him down, the Celtics.
Dennis Johnson misses, and there's long arms. Oh, long arms.
Oh, long. They call him Lurch.
That's right. Pat Riley can just sit and watch. Magic. McHale has 26.
What a great job on the boards he's been doing. I think he's a little tired, Richard.
Well, they're going to have time to rest some people because the Celtics have maintained their halftime advantage, which was important here in the third.
The motto of the Celtics have always been, hey, go as hard as you can for as long as you can. Don't save yourself, and they sure have done it here today.
Fast break, Los Angeles. And Magic Johnson all the way. He has 19. Sort of a derisive cheer from the Boston fans. Laker fast breaks few and far between. But I'll tell you what, that ought to really rev up the Lakers for game 2. And they got 3 at the Forum. So, a long way to go here. Ray Williams winding down the clock. 4 seconds. 2 seconds. Johnson doesn't count. And that's the end of the third period with the score. The Celtics 108. The Lakers 79. And we'll return after this word from your local station. It's been kind of a surprise to many people who thought the Lakers would come in here and run away with the game. It's been the other way around. As we start the fourth period at Boston Garden, Dick Stockton along with Tom Heinsohn. It's the Boston Celtics who have run rampant on the LA Lakers. They had a 30-point record halftime lead and have lost only 1 point of that. And the Celtics are putting on a clinic, playing a near-perfect game. And Kevin McHale has been the high scorer with 26 points, 13 in the third period.
I'll tell you, and some excellent running to help stop some of the fast breaks of the Lakers.
Bob McAdoo misses. Another rebound for Parrish. That's his 8th. Parrish has outplayed Kareem, who got into foul trouble early and is waiting for another day.
Well, I want to see what the Celtics do with Maxwell here because he could be a key figure later down the road.
Here's a guy who hasn't missed today, Scott Wedman, who is 6 for 6 as you look at 4 of the starting 5 for the Celtics, getting a breather in the heat of Boston Garden. Spriggs in the ball game for the Lakers. Parrish. He's not talking to the media, and if he plays like this, I don't think the Celtics or anyone would care. You?
I don't think so. Robert Parrish was a little upset about it. They demeaned him during the season as soon as anybody said he was MVP.
3 starters on the bench for the Lakers, but Scott Wedman is 7 for 7 from the field. 17 points for Scott Wedman, who last year also got hurt in the latter stages of the series. Larry Spriggs inside for LA, 112 to 81. Dramatic turn of what was anticipated here in game number 1.
You know what surprised me more than anything else, Dick, is the Celtics appeared to have intimidated the Lakers coming into this game.
No basket, but a foul.
The reason being is they came in and took away normally what is the best part of the Lakers game, the first 6 minutes where they pace it like a racehorse, and all of a sudden they were totally tentative, like should we run or shouldn't we run? And I can only attribute that to a little intimidation.
Well, you said the first 6 minutes of the game is when the Lakers like to fly, and they just couldn't get off the ground, and their wings were clipped, and that set the tone for the entire ball game.
Well, the forwards got out there, but they didn't push the ball up the court. Magic wasn't zipping it up like he normally does.
McAdoo, 5 fouls, and Robert Parrish will go to the line. McAdoo vehemently disagrees with that.
This man here No, it just didn't finish my thought before about him not talking to the press. He's a quiet guy around here, and he feels he gets maligned at times because he doesn't have all those scoring stats. But really what's been going on is that their key low post player has been Kevin McHale, so his opportunities haven't been that great to score, and he feels that the press up here doesn't understand it. So all of a sudden he plays a great series against Philadelphia, and they're touting him as MVP, and he says, why did you wait so long?
James Worthy, top of the key. 2 minutes gone by in this fourth period.
I'd like to see Maxwell for the Celtics get involved in the offense, if possible.
What about the Lakers? Who do you want to see get in the offense for them? Ray Williams on the fake. Wedman crashing the boards, comes down in the hands of Bob McAdoo. Spriggs fighting for the loose ball, but it's Buckner who comes down with it. Parrish.
Boy, is he running, Robert Parrish.
You talk about magic, a man on a mission. Robert Parrish has been a man on a mission in this game.
If Maxwell can get a little confidence, if they go to him every once in a while, it'll be a big factor for the Celtics. Right now, the Lakers are just trying to get their heads into this series a little bit better.
McAdoo.
Wide open style. Spriggs running up, filling the lanes. Pat Riley looking to see if any of these guys will really get out and battle. They're looking for the tough people right now.
Quinn Buckner. Pat Riley has to be thinking of Thursday night, I think, even now. 8.5 to go in the final period, 118-85. Larry Spriggs hits from outside.
You know what coaches say, Dick? I don't care whether we lose by 30 or by 2. And most of the times they mean that. You lose. But this thing here has been an intimidating game.
Rebounding has been the key. That was the story last year. 6 of 7 teams that won the boards won the game. And today, here's the rebounding story. Boston has the edge, 38-30. But as we go to the final 8 minutes of this ball game, here's a man who could be key in whatever Pat Riley wants to get across to his team for game 2.
Well, if he wants to be recognized as the ultimate team leader, this is the occasion, the following game, that he's going to have to show that he is the leader. He's got to pick this club up emotionally. They all look to Magic, and he's got to come into that game with total enthusiasm and execution.
He only has 1 rebound today, which is low for him. As far as Kareem goes, I just think he was whipped by Robert Parrish. It was a no contest, unanimous decision. He'll come back for another day, you know that.
Well, all Robert Parrish and the Celtics did to Kareem was work on his 38-year-old body up and down the court, make him run, make him hustle it up, make him run as hard as he could, and he couldn't answer that call.
Ray Williams. And Spriggs gets the rebound. Fast team out there for the Lakers. Michael Cooper driving is fouled by Quinn Buckner. Cooper is going to the line now. Last year he started all 7 games at guard. Byron Scott came off the bench. And Larry Bird has said he does the best defensive job on me. But Cooper doesn't start, so Bird doesn't have to worry about him at the start of the game.
Well, Worthy is a much finer offensive player than Cooper, and the emergence of Scott in the backcourt is where Cooper really did start last year in the series, has now reduced him to a backup man. But Worthy can play pretty decent defense on Bird.
Well, Cooper was starting in the backcourt but guarded. In other words, they have those guys playing different spots.
Right. And that was part of the strategy of getting Worthy out quick on the fast break, too. He was playing guard defensively.
Under 8 minutes to go. Mike McGee is on Buckner. Harris still in there, and a pass goes out of bounds. Lakers ball. 118-89.
You know, when Cooper plays Bird, though, their answer to that is to take him underneath or pick him off outside. He was worn out by the end of the series last year.
Spriggs looking for Kupchak inside. Celtics front line, hardly any fouls today. McGee misses, Maxwell the rebound. Good opportunity, as you pointed out, for the Celtics to get Maxwell in the flow. They're going to call goaltending on Michael Cooper. Credit the basket to Buckner.
The reason I'm looking at Maxwell is because if they have to go into the bench, the Celtics, Maxwell has normally been their answer. And with him not being 100%, somebody else has got to do the job. But he's had the most experience and has responded to the challenge of playoffs before very nicely.
Greg Kite comes in and a hand for Parrish as he goes out. They're yelling cheap. What a game for the Chief.
He did it again and did it the same way he did it to Moses, just hustling him up the court.
18 points and 8 rebounds for Robert Parrish, and there's a rebound for Greg Kite. Went to the same school as Danny Ainge, Brigham Young. He's in his second year and did not play much this season. Wedman. 8 for 8 for Scott Wedman. Remember Game 6 when the Celtics eliminated the Pistons. Wedman hit his first 7 shots. He's got 19. Kupchak beats Kite inside.
But I felt somebody would have to come off the bench and play very, very effectively, and Wedman answered that call. Pat Riley was nervous that Wedman would do exactly what he did.
He told you that. Says, don't tell me the Celtics don't have a bench. We're worried about Scott Wedman. He had good reason. 19 for Scott. Dick Stockton and Tom Heinsohn back live at Boston Garden, where it's been as kind of a celebration, though it beat Game 1 for the Celtics, who are leading by 31 points in the 4th period. Game 2, 9 o'clock Thursday. 9 o'clock Eastern Time Thursday right here at Boston Garden. Remember last year, Tommy, the Lakers blew out the Celtics by 33 in game number 3, and the Celtics came back to win a big one. A few years ago, Boston won by 40 in Game 1 against Philly. Teams come back from these.
Psychologically, blowouts tend to give the advantage to the team that got beaten badly. And I think this is no exception. And the Lakers are perfectly capable of coming back and getting that fast break going and causing the Celtics a lot of trouble.
Kite inside, fouled. Well, Jack Nicholson
is waving ML Carr's towel. Watch this. He's throwing the towel back to ML.
You know, I'll tell you, he has a good time. I know he wants his Lakers to win. He's having a good time today in any event.
ML got the towel back. Look. He didn't want my towel.
ML Carr is the towel-waving, motor-mouthed head cheerleader of the Boston Celtics.
He gets more said for a little playing time than any guy I've seen in years. In fact, Casey Jones, you kind of worry about all these guys chatting away. But ML is kind of the spirit behind this ball club and razzles them into really playing their best. Look at that. Oh, how terrible. Look.
Greg Kite threw up an air ball from the free throw line. And now the Celtics are giggling. Meanwhile, the Lakers are grim right now. But they'll be back. Mike McGee hits a three-pointer from outside. Quinn Buckner banks it in. The Celtics ran off a 38-24 first period lead. And it's been quiet for the Lakers. And they just have to sit through the Celtic fans who have had a lot to cheer about today. And ML Carr, they get the biggest cheer of them all when he checks in a moment.
And Nicholson's saying, go get him, ML.
Spriggs misses.
I think that's what he was saying.
Wedman. What a game. 9 for 9 for Scott Wedman. 21 points in all, including 3 three-point shots. Spriggs missing.
You know, all the good outside shooting that the Celtics displayed today is going to make Pat Riley, when he looks at the films, rethink doubling the low post people for the next ball game.
Good point.
And more that Wedman hits from out there, the more that Riley's going to be thinking about it.
10 for 10 and 4 three-pointers. And Mike McGee comes back. What are we watching, the Denver Broncos or what here?
A long bomb.
Under 5 minutes to go. 130 points, but more important, the Celtics have held the Lakers to 97 here in the 4th period. And Wedman is unconscious. He is 11 for 11 from the field. Tight the rebound on McGee's miss. What a Memorial Day these fans have had here at Boston Garden. They may not all be like this, but today they'll remember.
As Maxwell kicking the ball back out.
Ray Williams.
A real indication to me when he got the ball in that low post position and kicked it back out with only one man on him that he doesn't think he's ready.
And Kupchak gets it inside as they trade baskets. Well, most of the starters on both teams are resting up, getting ready for Thursday's game. Celtics have this game salted away. Wrapped up. That was Maxwell with his first basket. And a timeout by the Lakers. With the Celtics leading by 37 points and 3:50 remaining in this ball game, and Scott Wedman having that kind of a game. Tommy, with all the facts of the team coming back after getting blown out, the Lakers last played here, lost the championship, and this is the last thing, though, that they really kind of hoped would happen.
They thought they'd be able to come in here, particularly after the great games that they played against Denver, and blow the Celtics out. Instead, it's gone the other way. I'd be very interested to see how the Lakers respond to this blowout. Last year, when it happened to the Celtics, they got mad, locked the locker room door, talked to nobody, and just said there, the world is against us, we're going to beat you all. I want to see if the Lakers come back with that type of attitude.
McGee with the basket. ML Carr in the kite. Carlos Clark is in the ball game, and Greg Kite on a feed from Clark. That's the NBA record for a championship game, and the Celtics are 4 away from that. Rambis. And it's still Laker ball. Tommy, the Celtic bench today has shot 18 of 22 from the field.
Well, when one guy goes 11 for 11, that's pretty good in itself.
Yeah.
But I'd say this, that right now both teams are looking for guys that will help them. Who is going to be the sharpest? Whose heads are into the game enough? Should they need to be called on? Particularly Maxwell for the Celtics, and perhaps Spriggs and Kupchak for the Lakers.
That was McGee as a chance for the three-point play. He makes it. Worthy with 20 leads the Lakers. Magic Johnson 19. Kareem only 12. Got into foul trouble early. Just one of those games for the great center of the Lakers. 10 on the shot clock. Carlos Clark gets into the act. Second-year guard from the University of Mississippi.
They thought he'd eventually end up their third guard, but he couldn't hold down the job offensively, so they got Ray Williams.
2.5 to play. Rambis inside. Ronnie Lester has also come in for the Lakers. Point guard, insurance point guard man. He's had his knee problems. He's guarding Carlos Clark out now. 2:15 to go in what has been a Boston Celtic barrage. Whatever it is, this ancient arena, with the parquet floor and all, seems to perform magic for the Celtics, who will be 9-0 at home in these playoffs. Fast break, Boston. And Spriggs wouldn't let it happen for Greg Kite.
Well, that's the type of thing Pat Riley's looking for. No quit, baby. Even though they're getting blown out, nobody gets a layup like that. Great hustle by Spriggs.
ML Carr is short. Celtics next basket will give them an NBA championship series record. Spriggs comes back.
Spriggs, Mayfield has a lot of confidence after he started a number of ball games this year, and they're looking to him to really perhaps provide some muscle along with Rambis against these bigger Celtics.
That's how much time remains in the game. Tight. Hook shot. And that breaks the record. The Boston Celtics have set a record for the most points in one game in a championship series. They had established the mark of 142 against the Lakers in 65, and they have broken it here.
Well, when you play against a team that threw a perfect game at you for a half, and I'm sure Riley will make that point tomorrow at practice, all you have to do is say, let us get to our game, how we play best.
How about a perfect game for 4 periods, Tom?
Yeah, well,
just about.
They were even Steven in the third quarter, in my opinion, but the game was won in the first half when I think much to the surprise of the Lakers, they had their fast break taken away.
Mike McGee. 13 points now.
That's what determines champions, is the willpower to force what you want to have done.
That's what the Lakers are going to have to do with their style.
That's when you talk about mentally tough players and teams.
And that's why a lot of people talk about Celtic intangible. That's just fact. Kupchak and Rambis get the rebound, under a minute to go. McGee shuffles it in to Spriggs. Well, the Lakers are going to have a couple of days to work out and to talk this one over, exercise this game from themselves, whatever it takes, and Pat Riley is going to have to be the psychologist.
It's not going to be a happy couple of days here in Boston for the Lakers getting ready for that next game.
ML Carr with a three-point shot. And a foul. Scott Wedman, who hit 4 3-pointers and is 11 for 11 from the field, is the best ever shooting in a championship game. So it's been a record-breaking, record-shattering performance by the Boston Celtics. But Tommy, when it goes in the books, it'll just be 1-0 Boston.
That's it. All you have to do is win by 1. The difference is of no importance, really, unless you let it affect you.
Again, that's where Magic and Riley and Kareem come into play.
I tell you, I think Magic is going to respond to that challenge. Pick this ball club up by its bootstraps and get them back in and play their style.
You'll hear the cheers. Standing ovation as the clock winds down for the Celtics. Rambis will foul Maxwell first. And there's an indication right there that the Lakers were not going to let the Celtics run that clock down so easy.
They don't give up. I think the Celtics caught them by surprise, had more intensity for this first game, used their physical part a little bit more than the Lakers did early on, and really Parrish and McHale running so hard to stop the LA fast break, the biggest factor. I don't know whether they'll be able to do that in a potential 7-game series, run that hard.
Celtics, Carr going in. 5 seconds. And that'll do it. Scott Wedman and Kevin McHale each scored 26. James Worthy had 20. No contest, game 1, but it's just game 1. Best of 7. Give it to the Boston Celtics by a wide margin.
Okay, people, I didn't really have much to say the second half, but what I do have to say, I'll just say it briefly, and in a still photo, I'll get back to record myself in the second game. But Peaches, Byers, Scott both showed me in this game why they took the starting role positions, through my eyes anyway. I love the atmosphere. The same atmosphere as last year, except it's, instead of individuals going at it, it seems like it's more collectively as a team this go-around. You know, it was Rambis and McHale last year, and then earlier this game it was Peaches and B. Scott, and then I even seen Rambis and McHale tie up, so it's across the board. I'm loving the atmosphere. That's about all I got for today, guys. Thanks for hanging out, watching the video. I'll see you back here for the first half of Game 2.